Hello and welcome to edition 17 of Upstream, the first one of 2021. And as usual, packed with content, lots of videos, a couple of live performances and an interview too. We're going to kick off today with a duo who recently won the Track of the Week poll on my Trusted Up radio show on Exile FM. They're from Germany and Finland. They are Kay and Sammy. The band is called Platronic and the song is called Dreams. Well, next up is a band who I've not previously been familiar with, although they have been around by all accounts, for quite a long time. They're called Red Beat. I'm very glad I have been introduced to them because, as you'll see and hear from this fantastic song and video, they're pretty special. This is Red Beat and a track called Zachary Jones.
Zachary Jones, where does he come from? 6 foot skin and bone, and a vision of the nuclear bomb. He never went to public school, he learned his lessons on the dope kick. A rebel and a fool, but his message was clear and true. He said the time will change it. Be careful what you do, because there is a law above the state, and as you sow, you reap so too. Learn to reason for yourself, not like a mirror of the sun or the TV set. You see, we got a lot of work to do. Where does he come from? Zachary, 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 Zachary Jones. Zachary Jones, where did he learn to find? Or was it poverty or money which taught him wrong from right? Oh, the night the policeman came, locked him in his cell. His tears, it fell like rain, they turned up to living hell. He said, this is a time of changes. Be careful what you do, because there is a law above the state, and if you sow, you reap so too. Learn to reason for yourself, not like a mirror of the sun or the TV set. You see, we got a lot of work to do. Where does he come from? Zachary, 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 Zachary Jones.
Racism with fear and protection, harnessed by power to divide us for subjugation. The only solution is a personal revolution. Open the heart to the goodness in everyone. Transcend the judgment. Give everyone a chance, better. Awaken to life's dignity. Celebrate our shared humanity. Our life is connected. Our life is connected. Our life is connected.
Jones.
Well, next up, it's a band who have been on the show before. It's the Chronicles of Manimal and Samara. A bit of dystopian vision on this one. This is called At the World's End.
They say that love always starts with a moment, a radical encounter, that first instance, a paradigm shift that transforms one's experience of time and one's lasting in life. Do you remember where it all began, when you found me at the world's end? We talked and we fucked to the proximity of dawn, deeper conversations, the imminence of a new day, new life. We became strangers no more. You recognized me from 1,000 lives before. I believed that I dreamed you into life. You became real to me in no time. My new reality. From the heights of heaven to the depths of hell, everything between the mundane, the sublime. When I'm with you, time stops. The world stands still. A new dimension with you. The full spectrum. You release the world in me, a raging fire, inward implosions, outward explosions. A glowing nebula of newborn stars. I am filled with your warmth, the warmest of warmth. You unleash the world in me, hot white lava erupting. And just like that, I am full. I am filled. I am fulfilled. Come inside where it's warm. Come inside where it's safe. Cover me with your glaze. Always keep me in your gaze. My heart, we have come such a long way in such a short time. Imagine how much in one lifetime. With you and through you, I unlocked the gates to a place I never thought I'd see. With keys that I never thought I would use, but kept safe just in case. Stay with me, I promise never to lead you astray. Stay with me, I promise never to look another way. Here we are at last. We have found a bridge across the oceans and the seas that have separated us. Finally, we will never be apart.
Well, if I said to you that the next artist is a German artist based in Liverpool who sometimes sings with Operation Lightfoot, you'll probably already guess I'm talking about Dorothy Bird. Good to have her back on the show with a new single. This is Dorothy Bird, and this is called Kaleidoscope. Well, next up it's my fellow Freshnet moderator, producer, writer, masterer extraordinaire from Luxembourg. It's Toby Sonics teaming up with Costi, an artist who I've blogged about several times too, on a fantastic track called Eye of the Storm.
Future's bright next to neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight. The future to the running man, just keep running man. Did it for his dogs, said he was the son of Sam. No terms for the job, that's determined by God. Or the man with the complex, cursed with the job. Sympathetic to his symptoms, introspective with his wisdom. But they never seem to listen, intercepted by the system. Count the seconds as they tick into a setting and they stricken. Powers taken, it ain't given, we ain't playing, that's the difference. Future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight. The future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight. We ride all the way to the eye of the storm. Can't keep at the pace, they racing and chasing the grace to the place where the fire is born. Rise up again, just die for the cause. Welcome to the Thunderdome. A mission is 100 souls. Feeling like the Hunger Games, but I ain't hungry though. Overworked and undersold. Couldn't see the signal, said the plan went up in smoke. 7 with the double O. Bonded by the difference is the city that they living in. Hoping for deliverance, but never get their dividends. Future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight. The future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight.
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world.
Future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight. The future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
The future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight.
My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
Well, Miss Kitty has been a regular both on my radio show and on this show, so I'm very, very pleased not only that we had the video for her fantastic single Fly Me Home, but I also got to catch up with Miss Kitty and interview her for the show. Well, I'm very pleased to have on the show Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty, welcome to Upstream on Trusteddoc TV.
Thank you.
You're no stranger to the programme, obviously, having been on, well, I think you've been on 3 times so far, haven't you?
I have, thanks to you. Yeah, they're great. We were watching the one before Christmas, the last one before Christmas. We were watching that last night to get in the mood.
Cool, yeah. Because you've had live lockdown tracks and you've had a video on there as well, haven't you? So
yes, yeah.
Brilliant. So now you've kind of done the full 3 by having an interview as well. That's kind of the 3 ways that you can be on Upstream. You've done them all.
Hat trick.
Yeah, hat trick. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah. So let's talk about what you've been doing. So now you had the Kiss and Tell album out in 2020. How's that been going?
Oh, it's been I've been amazingly chuffed by the reception it's had. People have been really encouraging with their remarks, so I'm really proud of it. And yeah, it's my life's work at the moment. That's took me a long time to get to the recording stage. You know, the songs on it go back some 10-15 years, some of them, so it's now that I've finally done that, it's kind of like having a baby, so that's
they're golden enough to have been writing songs for 15 years. You must have started.
I'll just say thank you and agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a great album, and it's available in several formats, isn't it? Can you send me a CD copy of it?
I did, yeah. I've got CDs available to buy on my website,
Oh, cool.
iammisskitty.com. And then obviously it's on all the streaming platforms too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So iammisskitty.com, that's where they can find it if you want to go and buy a
Yeah.
physical copy of it. Brilliant.
Yes.
And hopefully, fingers crossed, when live music finally returns, presumably you'll be selling it at gigs as well.
That is the dream.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait for those days to come back. Yes.
The
But do order one. I always slip in a little, a couple of extras as a sign of gratitude.
Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Well, and you've kind of had a few tracks that have been getting airplay. Fly Me Home seems to be the one that's really picked up a lot. Is it sort of officially a single, or is it just a case of, like anything now, if an album's out, you can buy any track as an individual track, or have you kind of, because you've got a video out for Fly Me Home now, haven't you?
I have, yeah, that's a good question. Is it officially a single? I guess, to be honest with you, I make everything up as I go along, and I can't honestly say if it's available it must be available to download as an individual track, but I certainly promoted it to all the radio stations because I felt like it was one of the ones that was most likely to get played. So yeah, it is. I don't think it's on Bandcamp or anything, but I don't know. Is a single even a thing these days? Anyway, it's just a track, isn't it? I don't know.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's one of those grey areas now, isn't it? Because I mean, there was a situation. I think they've actually changed the rules. There was a situation. I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years ago or something, where every time somebody like Ed Sheeran released a new album, all the tracks on his album would be the top 10 on the singles chart that week. So clearly, you're right, really. There isn't such thing as a single. Everything's a single, isn't it? Every track is a single, potentially. I think they had to change the rules and say you can't have more than 3 songs in the chart at once or something in order to stop that from happening.
Yeah, that seems to be a bit fairer on everyone else, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but fairer on the audience. So if you're listening to the chart, you don't really want to hear 15 tracks in a row by the same artist.
No, point. Yeah, you don't. You're right. Glad they've made that rule.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not that. I mean, one of the things I think that has really changed about the modern world is that the charts don't really mean much to most people now, do they? It used to be the measure of success. Did you get? Nobody really cares anymore, unless you are kind of like a real sort of major pop artist or something.
Yeah, I think it's completely different now, isn't it? It's, I mean, it's just a flooded industry, isn't it? And you can listen to whatever you want. It's amazing in some ways, but yeah, I think the dream of being in the top 3, it's not really the same, is it? I don't know.
No, not really. I think I mean, everything's changed, and streaming has changed the game in a massive way, whatever people think about it, and it's kind of made live music all the more important again, because it's seen as a one way that you can kind of take control, generate income, sell your merch, etc. That's become far more popular again in the last 20 years. I can actually remember a friend of mine whose band was very successful in the 90s telling me that they would lose money on their tour, but it didn't matter because it was all about selling the album. You think now, you wind the clock on 25 years. Now it wouldn't matter if you lost money on the album as long as you made money on the tour. So it has kind of turned the circle, hasn't it, in that respect?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, and that's fine. That's fine. Except currently there's no shows, so.
Well, I guess it's not fine if you're somebody who, for whatever reason, can't play live, but then you just have to find other ways of generating income. But I mean, it's put the focus back on live music, hasn't it? So
yeah, which
maybe
is great.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
And I think when all this is over, it's going to be such a buzzing scene. I think it's going to really come back full force. I imagine I'm not alone in having a lot of pent-up energy that I'm ready to bring to the stage. I think there's going to be some explosive performances. I hope so. Anyway.
Yeah, I think there will. So when you play live, do you play with the band, or do you just go out with yourself and the keyboard?
I do. Well, I'm getting together the band at the moment. I didn't have a band when I recorded the album. I kind of put it together from people that I knew and got them all to session on it. And so hopefully I'd get the same people to play, but you know, the drummer's in Manchester and the bass player's in the deepest, darkest Cornwall. So we're a little spread out. So I'm getting the band together, but you know, slowly but surely. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're not somebody that's happy to kind of play with a laptop with a backing track or whatever. You very much
can't do that. I'm a bit old-fashioned.
Yeah, I was going to say, it strikes me that your style is very organic, isn't it? I can't really imagine you sort of you plus laptop doesn't really quite fit, does it?
No, I'm so old-fashioned. I struggle even playing on a keyboard. I'm like, I wish this was a real piano. That's just how I am. But yeah, no, I love playing with other musicians. You know, I enjoy playing solo. That's something I can do and I will do. But you know, playing with a drummer and a guitarist and having some backing vocals, I love that so much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, looking at the 2 tracks that you had on this show where it was just you playing live with the piano, you've kind of got that in your locker, as it were, that if if it was convenient to go and perform somewhere where you were just playing live with the piano, you know, you can pull that off and represent it as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's always been important to me, to be able to accompany myself on an instrument. I never wanted to be just a singer, so I've spent a lot of time working on the piano so that I can do that. So yeah, I can do that. Yeah, and I enjoy it. It's fun. It's nice. The nice thing about just playing piano and vocals is you get to hear, you know, you get to hear your voice really, you know, clearly. And yeah, I mean, both sides of performing in a band and solo, they've all got added bonuses of, you know, it's all great, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So the plan is, obviously, as soon as we get the green light to start putting on gigs again, you're going to be out there as soon as you can.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, I'm happy to travel to. Sorry, I was just going to say, I'm happy to travel to John O'Groats and to Land's End.
Well, I was going to say that there's a certain Truster Doc Live which is planning, hopefully, to come down to your neck of the woods and put a gig on at some point, probably, I guess, over the summer. So we have kind of penciled in somebody called Miss Kitty possibly to play at that gig. So that'll be something to look forward to.
I can't wait.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's quite a few really good artists around the kind of Bristol, Bath type area, aren't there? You know,
there's loads. It's a real pocket of talent. You know, so many amazing 90s bands and you know, noughties have, you know, already famous bands come from here, and but yeah, the emerging talent is great standard.
I mean, in terms of kind of, like you say, talent that kind of sprung up or came to prominence in the 90s, a little matter of people like Massive Attack and Portishead and
yeah, they're amazing.
You know, there's a few people like that, but yeah, no, I mean, I just think, you know, with my kind of Fresh Nanette / Truster Doc live hat on, that if I want to go and put a gig on, which I do, and you know, it's part of my Arts Council brief to put on, you know, a handful of non-London gigs, looking at who I could potentially approach to play, there's no shortage of talent down there, which is great.
No, yeah. Oh, I'm sure you'll be able to put on a cracking night.
I just need somebody local who can help me source a venue, and then we'll be fine.
I'll help you. I'm
sure you will. And what's the plan in terms of, are you looking to release anything new this year? You said the album was kind of a culmination of quite a few years of writing. You then got the tough job of trying to make an album that you haven't got all those years to write, but are you working on that at the moment? Is there new material on the way?
Yeah, there's quite a bit. I've still got I'd say a handful, maybe that's exaggerating slightly, a handful of songs still from times gone. And I'm writing a fair bit, and it's quite exciting actually, because, you know, as I was saying, I've been playing catch up, and I've had all these songs that I've just been waiting to release for so long, and now they're out. It's kind of completely cleared my mind, and so I've got all this fresh material coming through, which is really exciting. Yeah,
Good, exciting for us to hear it as well. I mean,
yeah,
excited to have it to play on my radio show as well.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I can't wait. Thank you for playing me.
You're very welcome. And I will be playing you again on Saturday, actually, this coming Saturday.
Well, I'll be there on the tweets.
Obviously, it would be a great shame to follow this program and not have Fly Me Home get another spin on Saturday. So.
Well, thank you in advance.
You're very welcome. Well, Kit, it's been brilliant having you on the show, and good luck with everything. Good luck with the new album when that does come out, and obviously dying to see you out there playing live, hopefully with the band of your choice in the near future. So thanks very much.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, as promised, here is that video for Fly Me Home by Miss Kitty.
Sun hangs low in a winter sky. The buzzard watches from her post. As I'm dreaming of the places I have been, it's the road that leads me home I love the most. And the old radio is broken, so I sing a song. That way I'm hoping it won't be too long. Won't you fly me home? I've been sky high, now I'm done. 'Cause I know if it's you, I'm coming home to. And
Well, fans of Fresh and Annette will know that Signal Committee provide our eclectic playlist every week, where they pick a number of tracks that have made it into the long list on Fresh and Annette. But this is with their own music, is Signal Committee and the video for a single which is called Time. Well, next up is a very exciting talent. She is a young teenager from East London called Sophia Galani. And this is an amazing song and video, and it's called This Ain't a Game.
On the just one of those days again. Can't find my way back out there. Living a fantasy waiting for you. I'm walking down the street thinking about life and all memories. Stop driving myself crazy. I've cleared up all your lies, don't lie. I can see all the words you said to me this day. I know nothing to be sold. I sit like one breath before I let go. It's done, it's gone, there's no more place. So you should know this ain't a game. You think you got skills I haven't seen. This is all a game and I'm queen. Ain't got it all bottled up, poppin', doing it again. Run to the stars and chase up the moonlight. Take it down and lie it on the ground. Whisper the meaning to me. Is this all a dream? Living a fantasy waiting for you. I'm walking down the street thinking about life and all memories. Stop driving myself crazy. I've cleaned up all your lies, don't lie. I can see all the words you said to me this day. I said the same and I know nothing to be sold. I sit like one breath before I let go. It's done, it's gone, there's no more place. So you should know this ain't a game.
Well, next up is another band returning to the show. It's Amongst the Pigeons with a track that pulls no punches, and this is called NBOD.
You sit in the cabinet telling us what to do. It's one wall for us and another for you. With your silver spoon privilege and your big yellow hair, you go hide in a fridge cause you just don't care. You drove to a castle to test your eyes. That's a flimsy excuse. We saw through your lies. You left with a cardboard box and your P45. Unelected, now ejected. See you later, goodbye. You're a natural vector of disease. You're a natural vector of disease. You, yes you, telling us that we need to retrain. You, yes you, you treat us with contempt and disdain. You, yes you, instead of people, you represent yourself. You, yes you, it's all about your ego and your wealth. You're a natural vector of disease. You're a natural vector of disease. Rid this country free of the disease. We gotta bring this government to its knees. We gotta rid this country of this disease. We gotta bring this government to its knees. They all are natural vectors of disease. Johnson, Rees-Mogg, natural vectors of disease. Hancock, Patel, natural vectors of disease. Sunak, Rowe, natural vectors of disease. And not forgetting, and most importantly, Michael Gove.
Well, it's always good news when we have content from the amazing Somerset-based singer-songwriter Sharon Lazybird, and this is a new one from her, and it's called Sea of Fortune.
This is Sea of Fortune, I'm Sharon Lazybird. Sea of Fortune, where do you flow? When we're at our lowest ebb, you still come and you still go. Can this tide be turned? And if it is, what will be learned? Can this tide be turned? And if it is, what will be learned? I may be sat inside four walls, the birds still know to sing, at night time it still falls. Can this tide be turned? And if it is, what will be learned? Can this tide be turned? And if it is, what will be learned? Times go by turns, and changes chance by course. From foul to fair, from better hap to worse. Can this tide be turned? And if it is, what will be learned? Can this tide be turned? And if it is, what will be learned? We can sow seeds and watch them grow. In small change itself, some happiness will show. Can this tide be turned? And if it is, what will be learned? Can this tide be turned? And if it is, what will be learned? Yes, this tide will turn. It's up to us what we can learn. Yes, this tide will turn. It's up to us what we can learn.
We've had a couple of solo tracks of Michael Featherston on the show in recent times, but I'm pleased to say he's also back with his band the Rumble Skulls with an excellent video for a song called Radical Pleasure.
One boy, one girl.
Well, in the one gig that I managed to put on between the first lockdown in March and the one at the end of the year in October at the Amersham Arms, the first band on that night were an excellent band called The Fragile States. I'm very pleased to have a video of them playing live at the Safe House in Peckham. This is The Fragile States, and the song is called Swimming Pool. And look out for Donald Ross Skinner playing guitar and bass drum at the same time.
Donald looks like he's fresh.
I like the winter heat and the swimming pool. To tell the truth, you have to play the fool. I'm lying in my bed, staring at the wall. A voice in my head says the world is very small. Oh, I don't know, but here I go again. Oh, I don't know, but here I go again.
I'm on the 343, going into town. People looking at me like some kind of clown. Everything at the same time makes me wanna cry.
Yeah,
Well, I know what I want,
yeah.
but I don't know why.
I don't know, but here I go again. I don't know, but here I go again. What about the naked people we saw? Hundreds of naked people we thought. Can't we be a bit more like them? So beautiful and happy. Ba 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 ba. Yo 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 yo. Bye bye, bye bye, yo and yo 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 yo. Ba 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 ba. Get some fresh food. Change your attitude. Get you in the mood for love. I don't know, but here I go again. I don't know, but here I go again and again.
I like the winter heat and the swimming pool.
Getting in that pool,
To tell the truth,
I'm getting in that pool.
I like to act the fool.
I wanna be in that pool.
To act the fool
Get in that pool.
in the swimming pool.
In the
Swimming
summer,
in the swimming.
Well, last but not least on the show, it's a band who I think have probably got the record for being on the show more times than any other from Southampton. It's Manic Grass, another cracking single from them, and this is called Bottle Rainbow.
You wanna escape to flowers and romance, a jab in the vein with laughing hands, yeah. Well, walking on leaves fell from trees, I was nearer home. Life's disease, you know, it's all like home. Faces gone, staring eyes, smiles are haunted, a life of size, yeah, I know, I'm nearer home. Nothing in my home does ever grow where the sun is hidden. The clouds stay low, the only rainbow you'll ever see. Broken glass in the debris. I turn the corner, back to hell. People begging in the street, I know that smell, yeah, you know. I'm back at home. Well, nothing in my home does ever grow where the sun is in. The clouds stay low. If I close my eyes, I can see paradise. That's where I'll be.
Well, folks, that is all we have time for on this week's show. It's the end of edition 17 of Upstream. We'll be back on the first Tuesday of February with more cracking videos, live lockdown performances and interviews. Till then, take care and see you all soon.